All right, Dan.
Do it, Dan.
Do it with 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 Dan. Do it with Dan.
Do it with Dan.
Dan.
With Dan.
Dan. Dan. Dan. Dan.
Do it with Dan. Is there?
You know, I've been kind of like splitting my videos into two parts lately. Just to kind of like, I try to please everyone as best I can as far as like my viewers go. Ow, I kicked it. It was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna. Fuck. I got viewers that are like, Dan, your videos are too long, I want to watch the shorter ones. And then I got people who are like, Dan, your videos are too short, I want to watch the longer ones. So I'm really trying to like balance it out, you know, like I do my best. So I alternate often. For a couple of weeks, I'll split up my videos into shorter segments, and then a couple of weeks I'll upload like a 20-30 minute video. When someone says they want to watch longer videos, I'm like, fuck, are you serious? Not because I can't make longer videos, but because like, you know, some of my videos run 20-30 minutes. That's a fucking sitcom. That's like an episode of Scrubs. I never thought I was that entertaining, you know, but you know, for some people I guess I am. You know, people say that they watch my shit on long shifts at work and stuff, which like do work. What are you sitting around watching YouTube videos for? Huh? Who do you think you are, Mr. Hotshot at work? I understand it though, man. I used to, back when I worked like a regular job, I'd get my shit done as quick as possible, you know, and then I would just sit around and fuck around for the rest of the day, and I'd have like 4 or 5 hours to do nothing. So I'd watch YouTube videos, or I would draw dicks on the chalkboard in the back, you know, like whatever to pass the time. So I understand where people are like, I want longer videos. Some of you guys be like, Dan, you fucking sold out, piece of shit. Oh God, I hate your videos now. And other people are like, Dan, you're so much funnier now. And some people are like, I watch you because you go fast. So I guess it's all relative to what you like, right? Man, I hope some of you guys are old enough to know that's from Mad TV, from Stewart's mom. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. You know? And his mom will be like, Stuart? And I'm sure now this is where everyone will comment and say, hey Dan, I'm X number of years old, you know, which is cool. But I usually notice that it's younger crowds that send me letters, which is cool. Like I love influencing younger people to like want to get into riding. I hear that a lot. It's like, Dan, you make me want to ride bikes. That's fucking awesome. Dude, that is so cool. I love having that kind of influence, you know, like, you know, getting younger people into wanting to ride. But I've noticed a lot of people lately commenting like Dan, you're not using your audience in the right way. I'm like, using my audience? What are you talking about? I've been messaged now 3 or 4 times by separate people on separate videos saying that I need to reevaluate the way I interact with my fan base. Like I need to cut back on the cursing, and I need to show a better role model for riding bikes. Like, first of all, fuck off. My main thing is that like I've never censored myself for anybody, you know? Like that's just not who I am. I don't censor myself, not for anybody, not for you, not for my girlfriend, not for my parents, especially not for my parents. Censorship, hiding who you really are is just not, it's not what I'm into. So first of all, I'll never censor myself around anybody unless, you know, I'm at a funeral and like I know Steve's a fucking dickhead and I'm like, oh man, it sucks that Steve died, you know, he's an asshole. Of course I'm gonna censor myself in those scenarios. I'm sure everybody that's passed away named Steve's been a great guy, by the way. But I don't censor myself for anybody, so whatever I say, you know, it's whether I be joking or not, like, hey, that's me. So if I cuss, that's part of my, that's part of me. Fucking neutral piece of crap. There you go. The censorship Dan. Here we go. I'm gonna try not to cuss for the rest of this video. Fucking never mind. Hello, YouTube peoples. My name is Dan, a clean, censored individual. Fuck that, dude. I can't make it. But basically, I've never censored myself for anybody. Oh, fuck. I think I forgot my phone charger. Someone asked me to bring my phone charger with me for class. I think I forgot it. Yeah, like, why would I censor myself? Why would I censor who I am for anybody? It's not how I roll. Not even for YouTube. Like, you know the old phrase, do as I say, not as I do? Like, do that. So yeah, you should wear gear, you shouldn't curse, you should ride like a gentleman, and you shouldn't like lane split and do all this other douchey shit. But you know, if that's the way I perceive myself, then who am I to stop you guys? Like, it'd be hypocritical of me to do that. Like every fucking parent that's ever been around, how many times have your parents told you not to smoke when your parents fucking smoke, or you know, not to drink when your uncle was an alcoholic, or Shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So do as I say, not as I do, right? To influence those younger riders, like, oh, Dan, I wanna grow up and I wanna ride a sport bike just like you. What? That's awesome, man. I fucking love hearing that. But at the same time, man, don't aspire to be like me. First of all, I'm nobody, and second of all, I ride like an asshole sometimes, and that's not how you should ride. Like, wheelies are douchey and dangerous, and lane splitting's dangerous, and just being a fucking prick is dangerous. I'd like to sit here and tell you guys, as a role model, for whatever reason, I've been painted as a role model. As a role model, you know, don't be like me. I'm the prime example of what not to be like on a motorcycle, I think, because I'm not safe, and, you know, I do my best to have fun and joke around a lot with you guys, but I think a lot of the times people take me too serious, and I don't want that. I don't want people thinking that I'm some sort of role model, like you should be following in my footsteps, because that's not true. I don't want anyone. First of all, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to have the following that I do. I don't deserve any of it. You know, it just happened. I know for a fact I don't deserve it. I've done nothing to deserve it. It just happened, you know. And but don't misconstrue what my YouTube channel is about. My YouTube channel isn't about showing people how to ride every day. That my YouTube channel isn't about, you know, proper ways to interact with the public. My YouTube channel is about me telling funny stories and me joking around with you guys and me having fun, you know, and meeting you guys, the community. Like, it's just, I'm just another biker. I just happen to have a helmet and a camera, you know. So no, don't follow in my footsteps. You know, and this isn't like me talking at my own tree. I get a lot of messages, and this is just me addressing them all in kind of like one swoop. I get a lot of messages saying that, you know, Dan, I want to be a lot like you when I grow up, when I'm older. I'm telling you guys right now, don't do that. My younger years were, and, you know, maybe I can relate to some of you guys a little bit better as far as, you know, some of the shit that's going on in your lives right now as a kid, and what you can do about it, you know, especially with bullying, man. I experienced a lot of bullying when I was a kid, and I think I turned out fine. I'm a fucking asshole, but that's just part of it, right? And motorcycles is a big way I got away from of who I was, I guess. You know, a lot of people say that they want to be like me, but, you know, sometimes I wonder if I want to be like me. I just got recognized at work, school, not work. Yeah, man. Oh, neutral, what's up? Let's talk a little bit about bullying, man. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I guess here I go. The truth is, man, like, bullying fucking sucks, dude. I grew up in kind of like a bullied environment. I know that's kind of weird to say, you know. And I wish I could sit here and tell you, man, that as I grew up, you know, I had all types of like crazy awesome adventures, and like, dude dickhead was the coolest kid around, man, never had any problems or anything like that. Was always kind of on the fit side, dude. That'd all be fucking lies if that were the case, man. Growing up, I was fat, and I was a little chubby kid. I wasn't fat, I was skinny fat, you know. Not fun. Just all types of people, man. Middle school was the worst, I think. Middle school was the hardest to process, because that's when everyone's going through like these weird changes, and you know, it's about some of y'all's age when I started having all this fucking bullying happen. People were dicks, man. Everyone just trying to find out who they are, and they're taking out their like frustrated fucking prepubescent anger out on each other by trying to figure out the weakest kid to pick on, man. And I was one of the weakest kids, being called fucking fat, and it is awful, man. I stuck to myself mostly through middle school. My 3 best friends today, 2 of them I hated in middle school, and 1 of them I didn't know. It kind of shows, you know, like, 2 of the worst people that I'd ever known and throughout my middle school career ended up being my best friends in high school, and like my best friends for life. People I'd take a bullet for. And that's kind of how middle school worked out, you know. You find someone that you can, like, you kind of find a group that you can hang out with, man. You got to stick to that group, because otherwise, if you don't find that group, dude, you get fucking just murked on by everybody. And that's what middle school was all about, dude. Middle school was always about bullying and like trying to fit in and trying to find out, dude, like, fucking watching Aaron Carter and trying to be a little badass, you know. It just did not work out. And like nothing I could do to fit in, you know. I struggled, but I didn't. Here's the thing, it's different with your generation now. It's like no one was like really depressed when I was growing up. The depression wasn't really a thing, you know. It was like something that minor issues like ADD and ADHD was like the upcoming thing. So they just medicated everyone and no one really like worried about depression and shit like that because it didn't really exist. Whereas nowadays it's like 3 out of 4 people experience like manic depression throughout their lives or some shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, you know? Like, whatever happened, I wish I could tell you that to just fucking buck up and deal with it, right? But that's not easy, man. The important thing is to find people in your life who you can relate to, and that, you know, even if it's just one person, man, you got to find someone who you can relate to in life and stick with them. And that's the best way I was able to deal with my bullying. You know, it didn't matter like how jockey X number of people were. It didn't matter how badass everyone was, or like how fit or how pretty the girls were, dude. It's like if you have a friend or two, man, you're gold, fucking golden, pony boy. Another great way to deal with bullying that I didn't know about until it was like at the end of my getting bullied career, was that you have to have a good sense of humor, man. It's hard. It's very hard to have a good sense of humor, especially when people are making very direct jokes about you. If someone's calling you fat to your face, it's hard to have a good sense of humor about it, man. But you gotta fucking find humor in it. You gotta figure out a way to deal with it that's not fucking bringing a gun to school and shooting people, you know? That shit didn't happen when I was growing up. I say growing up, I'm still growing up, you know? I'll never be an adult. Forever a fucking kid, right? Man, you just gotta like figure it out. I know that's a awful way to say it, but man, you just gotta like find a way to make it work, because bullying is fucking hard, and once people find out that shit bothers you, oh man, they're never gonna let it go. And it's the same thing in the real world, man, except those people kind of turn into your friends, and you know, like, oh man, Jacob's got a little dick, and be like, yeah, well, it's enough to satisfy your mom's fat ass, you know. You just gotta figure out a way to combat it and handle it, man. That's my best advice to anyone who's being bullied. Is you gotta find a way out to handle being bullied without being fucking crazy and bringing a gun to school and murdering people, you know? Like, that's never an acceptable way, and that's happening more and more these days. And first of all, fucking stop it, because you're giving a bad name to gun owners. I can't stand bullying, man. I've never once taken the pleasure out of making fun of someone else, especially to their face. You know, there's a very fine line that you cross when you go from bullying or from making fun of someone who you think's cool and bullying someone. And that line gets crossed all the time, and it makes it hard for people bullying and being bullied to understand, which is really weird, man. But like I said, growing up, I wasn't funny. I wasn't attractive. I wasn't cool. I wasn't hip. I didn't set trends. I didn't have 300,000 followers on fucking MySpace. Like, seriously, I was one of the fucking lamest kids growing up. And I'm not saying that I'm not still lame, dude. I'm very happy with who I am. Like, I can look at myself in the mirror and say to myself, it's like, you know what, man? I'm happy with my personality. I'm happy who I turned out to be. I never was like looked up to. I can remember very specifically in elementary school being on my hands and knees asking one kid to be my friend. How fucking pathetic is that? That was like my life. But you know what's funny is, like, I was never really depressed. I don't know how else to describe it. You know, you see a lot of people with depression, or maybe I just didn't know. But I was never like sad because I didn't have friends. You know, I found other ways to have fun. And the internet is where I relied on a lot of that. You know, I played a lot of video games growing up too, and that really helped because I would make friends on Xbox that I would talk to every day. And I think that helps too. I know that sounds fucking absolutely pathetic, but like having friends on Xbox prepared me for like having friends in real life. It allowed me to take the punishment from people I didn't know and kind of like understand, okay, you know, like, this is how it works, I guess. And I guess that's kind of what the whole YouTube thing does sometimes. It shows you how to let things go. But you know what? Bullying comes in all shapes and sizes. I was never physically bullied. That's what bullying was. It wasn't this cyber shit that you see every day. It wasn't, like, I didn't have to go home and fucking listen to people talk shit about me on Facebook. And I think that's what makes bullying so much worse nowadays, is because you never get a chance to escape it. When I went home, I escaped my bully. I was able to leave that shit at school. So like, yeah, school sucked, but I could go home and like hang out with my friends on Xbox Live and play video games and have fun and let it just fucking slide, man. Now you take it home with you, man. It's in your computer. You have a fucking machine that calls you a fag 24/7. Like, how scary is that? No wonder why kids get so fucking messed up. And the people doing it don't think it's a bad thing, and that's what's even sketchier about it, you know? They don't think that bullying is wrong. They just do it. And I think that's worse. What the fuck are you doing, man? Get out of the middle of the road. Dude, like, the people who bully, they're usually the ones that are insecure about themselves, right? Like, that's a common thing. Bullying is common, but nowadays you bring it home with you, man, and that's just so fucking dragging, man. You gotta be strong, man. Growing up in a hard life, you know, like, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor or whatever. It doesn't matter what social class. Bullying happens to just about everyone, but for others, it's a huge gap. So, man, you just gotta be fucking strong. You gotta be tough. Remember, once you get past these few years of your life, the rest of your life will be amazing. I promise that. I promise you, if you can make it through elementary school and high school, dude, your life will be fucking golden because you're stronger. When you get done, you realize that bullying wasn't so fucking hard. I'm way stronger than that. And it betters you as a person. Like, I don't think without the fucking bullshit that I experienced when I was younger, I don't think without that, I would be who I am today. There's no way I would be. I would be a weak, pathetic piece of shit. And I'd probably bully other people. You know that? So, you know what? If you're getting bullied at school, think of it as a challenge, man. Like, this right here, this is a fucking challenge for me to better myself in, like, every way, shape, and form. You like, strengthen your mentality, you strengthen your emotions, you strengthen yourself physically. If someone's calling you fat, you know, you gotta take that with a grain of salt, but you also gotta fucking figure out, like, you know, am I underweight? Am I overweight? You can take that and use that frustration to help you get through it, man. And by the time, like, let's say that you're in middle school or you're in high school and you watch my videos, right? If you start today working out, if you're unhappy with yourself, if you start today, right now, by the time you're my age, you will be significantly, you will just be absolutely shredded. You will be stronger than I ever will be. You will be stronger, more fit, more attractive than I ever will be. And I'm telling you this right now because weight was a big deal when I was being bullied. That was the thing that people made fun of. I had 2 shirts I would wear to school every day. I would wear a long sleeve white shirt and a long sleeve orange shirt because those are the 2 shirts I felt kind of comfortable in. The 2 shirts I could wear without just feeling like just a disgusting fat piece of shit, you know? And I started working out a little bit, you know? And another part of it, man, you don't understand, is that you grow out of it. But don't wait for that shit to happen. Be proactive about it. And you can be bullied for a lot of things, man. You can be bullied for being rich. You can be bullied for being poor. You can be bullied for being black. You can be bullied for being a girl. Like, what the fuck, man? What are you supposed to not be bullied about? So, man, everything, you just gotta have a good sense of humor, man. That's how you survive that shit, is having a good sense of humor. I've always respected myself in my humor. I'm able to find light in a lot of dark situations. And this is not me boasting. This is just me letting you know how I got through it and how I turned it around, man. If I were to go back in the past and tell myself now, ow, there's no way I would have believed myself, you know? I've always enjoyed, like, being able to make people laugh, right? And that's what I was able to take away from it. Without being bullied as a kid, I probably never would have made it to YouTube. I'd probably have been lame and a piece of shit and bullied other kids and, like, you know, I don't know, man. But it makes you stronger, you know, if you can survive a couple of years, like 4 or 5 years of just basic bullshit, dude, you can survive anything. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it, man, too. Like, growing up, confidence was a big issue, too. I never had fucking shit tons of confidence, at least not like I do now. I'm pretty confident in myself to do certain things. It was kind of hard to get over that, and the best way I could describe it was that I faked it. I faked confidence until I had it. That's how I was able to ask girls out that way. Like, just fucking do it, you know? Like, the fucking hold your nose and jump shit, man. The worst thing that can happen is they say no. And that's kind of how I live, man. You just gotta fake it till you make it. So those are just some of the ways that I was able to survive and adapt while I was being bullied in my younger years, you know? And there's not been a time now where someone were to talk shit to me and I would take it personally, or I'd get all butthurt and bent out of shape about it, you know? So I think it's very important that you just gotta take everything with a grain of salt, man, and fucking use it as a way to improve. I guess the best thing I can say is be yourself. Try to be stronger. Like, fake confidence and shit, man. Like, don't let anybody know you're weak. You just gotta be strong in front of everybody, man. Don't let anybody know you're weak. You know, you gotta have a good sense of humor. Have a good sense of humor, man. Be strong. Fucking adapt to your surroundings. And don't let anybody see you bleed, man.